The delay forced us to stay overnight in an expensive hotel. The delay forced us to stay overnight in an expensive hotel. Tom forced open the door with a crowbar. Tom forced open the door with a crowbar. Tom opened up the crate with a crowbar and took out a stick of dynamite. Tom opened up the crate with a crowbar and took out a stick of dynamite. Tom can't lift that crate by himself. Tom can't lift that crate by himself. He disguised himself as a woman. He disguised himself as a woman. He got away disguised as a policeman. He got away disguised as a policeman. She got on her bike and rode away. She got on her bike and rode away. I rode a horse for the first time yesterday. I rode a horse for the first time yesterday. Never swap horses while crossing a stream. Never swap horses while crossing a stream. The stream becomes shallower as you move upriver. The stream becomes shallower as you move upriver. The police found Tom's body in a shallow grave behind the barn. The police found Tom's body in a shallow grave behind the barn. I've been hiding behind the barn. I've been hiding behind the barn. Tom was supposed to help me paint the barn yesterday, but he never showed up. Tom was supposed to help me paint the barn yesterday, but he never showed up. I am supposed to meet him at 4. I am supposed to meet him at 4. Do you have a meeting scheduled? Do you have a meeting scheduled? Can you squeeze me into your busy schedule? Can you squeeze me into your busy schedule? Squeeze the trigger. Squeeze the trigger. Don't make me pull the trigger. Don't make me pull the trigger. She grabbed him by the hand and pulled him onto the boat. She grabbed him by the hand and pulled him onto the boat. Tom grabbed the rope that was lowered from the helicopter. Tom grabbed the rope that was lowered from the helicopter. I have a bad pain in my lower back. I have a bad pain in my lower back. Don't you talk back to me. Don't you talk back to me. Tom talks a mile a minute. Tom talks a mile a minute. My house is only a mile from here. My house is only a mile from here. Who runs things here? Who runs things here? He read the letter with tears running down his cheeks. He read the letter with tears running down his cheeks. Don't bother to answer this letter. Don't bother to answer this letter. Quit bothering me. Quit bothering me. Nobody likes a quitter. Nobody likes a quitter. I feel like an imposter. I feel like an imposter. I felt awkward around them. I felt awkward around them. There was an awkward silence when he appeared. There was an awkward silence when he appeared. Hundreds of soldiers ate in silence around their campfires. Hundreds of soldiers ate in silence around their campfires. Don't beat around the bush. Don't beat around the bush. Stop beating around the bush and get to the point. Stop beating around the bush and get to the point. Tom pointed towards the mountain. Tom pointed towards the mountain. The dog ran towards me. The dog ran towards me. If you feed your dog properly, you can increase his lifespan. If you feed your dog properly, you can increase his lifespan. The lifespan of a butterfly is short. The lifespan of a butterfly is short. Country life is very peaceful in comparison with city life. Country life is very peaceful in comparison with city life. We should make every effort to maintain world peace. We should make every effort to maintain world peace. The smoke alarm has never been maintained. The smoke alarm has never been maintained. I spend a few hours a day maintaining my website. I spend a few hours a day maintaining my website. It took me an hour to learn the poem by heart. It took me an hour to learn the poem by heart. Sleep deprivation increases risk of heart attacks. Sleep deprivation increases risk of heart attacks. He demanded that his salary be increased. He demanded that his salary be increased. They announced an increase in tuition fees. They announced an increase in tuition fees. Tom got a part-time job to help pay for his tuition. Tom got a part-time job to help pay for his tuition. Who paid your tuition? Who paid your tuition? Most car accidents happen because drivers aren't paying attention. Most car accidents happen because drivers aren't paying attention. You're drawing attention to yourself. You're drawing attention to yourself. You're deluding yourself. You're deluding yourself. Don't delude yourself. Don't delude yourself. Don't stare. Don't stare. Mary stared back at him in surprise. Mary stared back at him in surprise. I'm surprised you overlooked it. I'm surprised you overlooked it. These kinds of mistakes are easy to overlook. These kinds of mistakes are easy to overlook. I acknowledge my mistake. I acknowledge my mistake. He acknowledged my presence with a nod. He acknowledged my presence with a nod. I always get nervous in her presence. I always get nervous in her presence.